Now, before we get going here with the model ship, for what little we're probably going to get done today, I do want to mention that, as I've said to some of the viewers in comments, I only have one YouTube channel, and I put everything on it. I put family stuff on it, and I put workshop stuff on it. And of course now for almost the last year it's been a model ship. Yeah, everything goes on this one channel, and occasionally you're going to come across a video like the one I just posted this morning that has nothing to do with workshop type stuff, you know, or more or less we're doing now, making the Bismarck. Anyway, I thought I'd just mention that. It's not like I'm trying to force anything onto you. It's just a case of I only have the one channel, and that's the way it is. So if you come across something and you have no clue what it's about, don't worry about it. You're welcome to watch it. If I don't want you to watch it, it'll be a private video. Just thought I'd better throw that in this morning, because I do know that in the last little while I put, I think, 3 videos on now that have absolutely nothing to do with the model ship. Now, I was just remembering here that these photo etch pieces, there are 2 different sizes of them. One piece is supposed to go on the back struts, and the other piece is supposed to go on the forward struts, or maybe not on, but in between. And of course, as you remember, this is the guy wires or cross bracing. I forget what the official name of it is in the aircraft industry. Okay, now I've got the 2 different sizes here, and maybe I'll put on a different lens here so that you can see what's going on, because if I can hardly see these, you probably can't even see them at all. Now, unless I made a mistake here, this one is designed to go on the rear struts. And the idea is to try and get it now. It's probably not going to want to stay there very good. You know, it could be that positioning the aircraft so it's laying on its back. Oh, for goodness sakes. Yeah, maybe if the aircraft is laying on its back, it might just sort of stand up in the right place, and then I could put a little tiny bit of CA on the contacts on the fuselage. That would be the ones that are the 2 prongs that are sticking straight up right now. And then after that hardens, then where it's attached to the floats, put another couple of little drops, because I think maybe like this, you know, it's not going to want to stay there. So I'm going to lay this thing on its back. It's not perfectly on its back, but no, it's hard not to accidentally bend these. I want it to kind of wedge itself in shape in place there, in what I think is probably the right spot. Oh, aircraft keeps moving on me here. Could this be why I didn't do it on the other aircraft? You know, the ones that we clipped the wings on? Actually, I think the reason I didn't even try it on the other one is because the float struts were different. Maybe I have to angle myself just a little different here, so that way I'm not bending in the direction that I don't want to normally bend here. Now, all right. Now, if I could adhere the bottom two, the ones that are touched to the bottom of the fuselage, oh, for Pete's sake. Okay, I got it back. The ones that are attached to the bottom of the wing are more or less in the right place. And this is CA thin. I'll try and get it in there. I can't get this stupid visor to focus. There we go. Now I can see what I'm doing. Okay. Okay. Now we'll just let that cure, and then I'll adjust the ones that are attached to the floats. I'm always surprised at how quickly my breath condenses on the inside of that tube. And you know, a little drop of water like that, it'll just literally cover everything when you're working with something that small. Now, I don't know if it would hurt it, but it probably wouldn't do it too much good. We just need a little bit of moisture forming on the CA glue. I think probably that my breath does actually have moisture forming on the cold CA glue and the cold piece of photo etch. And that's my theory. That's why it, speeds up the curing. About half a minute ago now, this is what you were listening to. Now, when I made this clock, this is a solid walnut. And I thought to myself, I want to be able to hear the chime. So what would be the best way to hear it? And I thought, well, if I had an open back, the back was open, then the sound could come out. And I thought, well, you can't do that because then dust is going to get in. So I made this screen affair using some cloth and sort of a grill type thing. It's all walnut. The entire clock is solid walnut. But anyway, it's almost too noisy. It's got what's known as a floating balance mechanism. So you can pick it up and move it around, and it's always going to keep time, not like a pendulum clock that you can't move. Anyway, this is what you were listening to here. Okay, it's 2 o'clock. Actually, what I was going to show you here is that I kind of lied to you a little bit. I was saying it was solid walnut. It's not. Some of the little pieces inside, like here, and here, and here, and this one across the top, that's actually mahogany. Anyway, I don't like to mislead. Now, Jim, I know you said you like the sound of the clock, but it's right behind me. And I'm finding that if I happen to be trying to do some sort of narration and it starts to chime, I lose my train of thought. So, sorry about that. Now, these ones right here, they're sort of wedged in on the float. And what I'd like to do is just sort of see if I could slide them ahead about a millimeter so that they're a little bit more, in line with the way the strut comes and attaches to the float. I don't know if I could do that or not. If I could sort of maybe break it free and take it around and behind. Maybe if I used something a little bit that's a little bit more blunt. Yeah, that'll be okay. That looks sort of realistic. Okay, here we go with our CA thin again. And I think if we could just let it run down the strut, that should be okay. Wonder what time it is. Can't hear my clock. Okay, I've readjusted the other one. Doesn't seem to want to come off. Let me look on the monitor. I must have got it. Now, can we do the same thing on the front? Try and get it in there. Tilt it up so it sort of wedges in. Very slowly. Oh. Okay, let's try it again. Tilt it up. Is it wedging in there? Yeah, it is. Okay, now if we affix the ones on the fuselage the same way as we did before, I think it should actually go a little bit further forward. Oh. It's a good thing that I can edit out all these dead spots. Okay, I don't think I can get it better than that, so I'm just gonna affix it right there. It's almost like that last one that I just did isn't really touching the plastic. Well, I guess it is. Maybe if I was to be using the CA medium. Well, we'll just see what happens. Now I realize the other one is way off, but this one's pretty well just right, so. Okay, I think that got it. Now it would have been nice if it had been just a little bit longer. Then I could have it a little bit closer to where the float strut attaches to the float. Oh, that wasn't good. Yeah, I do believe I got it again. Well, we'll let that cure and we'll see how it looks. But you know what? It's already well after 3 o'clock here. So we'll see how it looks tomorrow. Thanks for watching. And all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.